Ben Miller, who I can't just call Ben.
Ever call me Ben.
I can't call you just Ben.
Please don't start calling me Ben now.
Because you are Ben Miller. Do lots of people full name you?
It's just you.
Is it just me?
It's just you, Gaby.
Okay.
But you know, I could totally full name you as well, Gaby Rosalind.
Well, it sounds funny.
It's funny. It sounds funny. That's why.
Isn't that weird? But you've always been
funny.
Ben Miller because you're the Ben Miller.
The Ben Miller. The Gaby Rosalind.
So your first name is the... I did that when I was a child about somebody.
Did you?
I thought I was introduced to this person. It's quite a well-known person. They said, this is the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I went, hello, the.
How did they react?
They said, yes, that's mine. They were very sweet. I'll tell you off mic who it was. Because otherwise it's too ridiculous. Ben Miller, Sunday Times best-selling author, Ben Miller.
It says here.
Yeah. And actor and comedian and all-round lovely person. If these days you had to have in your passport, because the reason you're on Reasons to be Joyful is because you are a joy spreader officially. But if in your passport, it used to have to say what you did.
Yes. What
would yours say now?
Well, I love, I think he's probably been, like most people, have been cancelled, but Gérard Depardieu, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I think it is. It's how I'm saying it right now anyway. The Gérard Depardieu said, he puts in his passport Vie des Arts, which I think means the life of the arts.
Do you keep looking over your shoulder through the glass, hoping that somebody will know what you're talking about?
Hoping somebody will know what I'm talking about. So I think I would put that. I would put that. I know it's French and they'd probably object to it, but I feel like increasingly as I mature, I feel it's all the same thing. It's storytelling.
Yeah, I agree.
It's storytelling. It's storytelling of various shapes and flavours.
I have to say, I totally agree. But one of my favourite words when anybody says it, whether they're an author, a comedian, a singer, whatever, I actually like the old-fashioned term entertainer.
Entertainer. That is a good one. Entertainer.
I think people need to own it again. Because it was seen as a sort of a 1970s, 1980s thing. Oh, hello, I'm the entertainer. But actually, it's what we all need. We really do need it right now. And I think more than ever, we need books.
It's what David Bowie used to call himself, isn't it? I can't do David Bowie, but it was a bit like that, wasn't it? It was a sort of teeth in there somewhere whenever he spoke. And he would say, I started out thinking I was an artist. And then I realised, with a slight whisper over his teeth, I realised I was an entertainer. So I feel like that's not bad company to be in.
Yeah,
David Bowie.
Yeah.
That doesn't work, doesn't it?
No, it does.
Oh, it does.
Because he was the.
Yeah.
But I would put, there's a few of you that I'd put all together in that, because anything that you were thrown, anything, you would be able to do it. No, really.
I think that's a really playful exaggeration. No. I like to have a go. I do like to have a go.
But you are an actor. You're a comedian. You're a writer. You're a presenter. So you've done, so anybody could say to you, "Oh, tomorrow, can you do so and so?" I don't think you'd say no.
I wouldn't say, but that's my other problem, is I wouldn't say no. No, I would separate the acting. I would separate the acting from everything else. I think the acting is a slightly different thing. What I can't stop doing is, writing and telling stories, is making things. I love to make things, but acting is a very different thing. As you're helping someone else make their thing, and also it is a complete break from any kind of normal life. I don't know it's like inside your head, but in my head, it gets quite crowded. Yeah. The great thing about acting is you can't think, you've just got to be there. You've got to be everything in the moment. It's like the best meditation you could possibly
more than writing.
Writing's lovely. Yeah, writing's really great, but writing's deep, isn't it? You go very deep with writing, but with acting, you've got to be very, very present. You've got to really put your focus on the other person and just totally forget yourself. And it's very, very, I find that, I mean, even taking a breath now as I think about it, I find it just such a relief. I love it.
I was going to say, I can tell there's a real love.
Yeah, I really love it. And it doesn't require any thought. That's the thing. It doesn't actually require any thought whatsoever. Because the big, the sort of big scandal with acting is that, everyone sort of gets asked, and how, what did you think of how did you create that costume, or, that look that you've got? It's all done by other people. Everything's done by other people. Literally, you're just shoveled into what the costume designers designed. You're shoveled into whatever the makeup designers designed. You're shoveled into a set that someone else has designed, into a script that someone else has designed. And then someone tells you actually what to do. And then the director comes over and tells you, I'd like you to pick that glass up and put it over there.
But you also have to do it well.
You have to enjoy it.
Otherwise, every single actor who hears you saying this will say, hold on, it's a job.
Yeah, I know. And I guess
you have to do it well, otherwise you don't get.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Obviously, you have to. There's all sorts of. There is a certain responsibility. There are things that you've got to do, but largely, what those are just not being self-conscious, just forgetting who you are, and just playing make believe that you're another character, and that's very. I mean, that's kind of a ludicrous thing for an adult person to do. But I mean, my goodness, is it fun? And when you work with that other person, Gary,
it's fine.
Oh my God, Gary. Do you get that a lot?
No, but it's possibly the first. Sometimes Gaby Logan, but I've never.
So you full named me. I Gary'd you.
Gary, you Gary'd me.
That's. You're able to look through that. You've got people to look at. The thing is, Gary Robbins.
Yeah. Gary Robbins. Hello, welcome to the Gary Robbins Show.
But what I'm saying is, you meet that person, you meet that look in their eye, and you're suddenly right with them, and they take you. This is the other thing about acting, is often what the other person does that is the magic. So you're paying attention to what they're doing, and you can't help having a reaction to it. And that is it's a very, very magical.
When you were little, was it the acting part you wanted to do?
Always organising my friends. I say, okay, we're going to be, we're prisoners, we're stuck in a prison and we're going to escape. It was always kind of making up a little story, and we'd all play our little parts, and then we'd all sort of act them out. So
that's all of it you do then? That's your writing, that's the imagination.
Yeah, that's both
and
together.
The acting.
That's both together.
And the making people laugh bit? Did you do that?
No, not really. Not until I was at university, and then because I then had a period when I just focused very much on my studies, and I was very into physics, and I was very, very focused on academic work. And then I popped my head above the parapet after I sort of finished my first degree, and I thought, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm not fit for purposes, and literally nothing I think that I can do apart from maybe go and work in physics research. And I wasn't really feeling it. And I thought, well, I'll try some other things. When I was doing my PhD, I thought, I'll try to do a bit of acting. And I did a bit of acting.
But that is such a remove from what you had been doing.
Very different.
Academically. I mean,
yeah.
Very complicated subject that you were studying, and everybody knows now about the physics and that you did that. But it's such a difference, a massive difference between studying that, doing a PhD, and think, oh, I'll do acting.
I know. I mean, it's utterly bizarre to me now, but that is pretty much exactly what happened. And I auditioned for a play, and I got a part in Othello, and I was playing the part of Cassio, which is quite a serious part. He gets his handkerchief stolen, and Othello, Iago, uses it to convince Othello that my character, Cassio, is having an affair with his wife, Desdemona. And there's not a lot of laughs in it, but whenever I sort of walked on stage doing my best to be a serious Shakespearean actor, everybody started giggling and laughing. And I, first of all, got quite annoyed, slightly, this isn't really on, to laugh at me when I come on stage. And then I started to really enjoy it. And I went deeper. I went more into character and got more serious and more intent, and people started laughing more. And I thought, well, this could be a really fun thing to explore. Maybe me being as serious as I possibly can be will be funny. You know what I mean? And that sort of kind of what I've been doing. A version of the shtick I've been peddling ever since.
But what a lovely thing, though, to make people happy And that's what you do through all the things that you do, whether it's the acting, whether it's the comedy, whether it's the writing or presenting. You make people happy. Isn't that a lovely gift to be able to give people?
It's the bond that you have with people who have laughed at things that you've done. I have it with, comedians that I love. When you meet somebody.
Oh, who? Like
the first time I met Griff Rhys-Jones, I was like I couldn't, I had there was no physical place I could put my body in that didn't feel like I was about to explode. I mean, it was extraordinary. Yes. I met, there was one of the wonderful things about comedy. It's such a small world. So when you sort of event, and they're very welcoming, actually. Comedians are very welcoming. If you're going to have a go and you're going to get up on stage and try and make people laugh, you're in. As soon it really doesn't. There's no quality control. If you've done that, if you've got up and you've tried to make people laugh, whether you've succeeded or failed, all other comedians love you.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I was really, really I was starting out when there were amazing, like Harry Hill was doing stand-up comedy, and it was just wonderful. I mean, it was really, really wonderful. I've been around amazing comedians, and I feel that bond with them. I feel that if someone makes you laugh, it's immediately an emotional connection. I don't think it's quite the same. You can watch something and somebody can really make you cry, but you don't then feel connected to that person for the rest of your life, whereas you do with comedy. Like Morecambe and Wise, I think I love them.
It's very interesting. I was just somewhere and there were some comedians there, and watching people coming up and getting very excited about them, but they laughed when they were coming towards them.
Yeah.
And I thought it was wonderful. It's a mutual friend of ours that I saw, and all these people were coming towards him, but they were laughing, saying, "Oh, can I get a picture with you, please?" And they were laughing. And I said to them, just the thought of him is making you laugh. He just makes me laugh. Oh, what a gift.
It's so glorious. I did a film with Billy Connolly in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? Sort of walk out, sort of walk anywhere with sort of Billy Connolly in Scotland. And people would just, they would be holding their sides as soon as they saw him. They'd be kind of laughing.
Said anything.
I said, "Hello, Billy," and he would always say things like, "How are you, Billy?" And he'd go, "Terrible, I've got cancer." And they'd just fall about. They'd be like crying with laughter, as I did many times. I mean, he's one of those people who, there's kind of no division between the Billy Connolly on stage. Yeah, so he never writes any of his routines down. I was kind of scandalized to hear that, as somebody who, if I'm going to do something, I write it all. Every word, Gary. Every word I write, and I'm meticulous, and I'll even work out how, the exact rhythm of things, and I'll obsess over things like that. Billy Connolly just gets up on stage and starts telling stories.
Funny bones.
Always has done funny bones.
But I think you've got funny bones. Every time, over the years, I've seen you, I've interviewed you, I've talked to you, all the rest of it, and here's the thing. If I think of you, I just smile. You're one of those people. And when I said to people that you're coming on the podcast, people, "Oh, Ben Miller." Honestly, everyone full names here. But it's the same thing. And what a wonderful gift that you've given people, that just you're making everybody happy and smile.
Thank you. I think it's entirely mutual. I feel the same.
No, it's about you.
I feel the same about you. But it's a privilege, isn't it? It's a wonderful thing to be allowed into people's lives.
Totally. Like and you do that, but you're not just in our lives, not just on our screens, not just in films and TV and comedy and everything, but the books. And you and I have spoken a lot about your books.
Yes.
And the reason I love your books is they sound like you, which I've said to you before. So this is, I've said that to you over so many books that we've talked about, but they're you through and through. But once I start in them, they're very visual. And everything for me, as somebody who passionately loves telly, everything for me and film, that I see everything that you write, whether it's the kids' books, whether it's your new one, A Very Dangerous Pursuit, that everything is very, very visual. There's never a loose bit. There's never a bit that I think I want to rush through.
Right, yeah. Well, thank you.
I haven't said that to every author.
Here's a really, really interesting thing. That when I was doing physics, I struggled in physics because I'm not very mathematical. But then I was very lucky early on. I found a teacher he would describe things visually. And he gave all of the people he taught the license. You don't have to understand this mathematically. You can understand these things visually. And I think very visually.
I wish my maths teacher had done that because I never got one.
I know. So it's wonderful. So, for example, so it would be geometry. So there's sort of, there's a wonderful thing in physics called the Laplacian operator, which is it's a way of dealing with volumes of space. Very, very clever mathematical idea. And my brilliant teacher, and I look at all this, the Laplacian operator is a kind of, three-dimensional space. It's a differential calculus of that three-dimensional space. So it's complicated maths. And it's got there's a symbol for the Laplacian operator, which is like a little triangle. But the reason it's got that symbol is the actual thing itself there's a number of terms in it, and they're all quite estranging. He just said, think of it as the surface of a sphere in whatever space you're in. And then I'm there. And then I know what the Laplacian operator is. So it would be beautiful things like that, like beautiful sort of simplicity, which often is the thing about you can.
Well, that's what you've done with your books, because I go into your book and I'm that in that place. I'm with that. I can picture the people. I can picture the place. And I know that authors don't like it, but I think with you, it's okay for me to say it.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of your books should be television.
I'd love to. I'd love for that to happen, actually.
Let's talk about
I always write them as if they're
television
films I'm watching in my head.
Well, so let's talk about
TV.
Let's talk about A Very Dangerous Pursuit then.
So this is my first. So I've written lots of children's books. They're all magical adventures.
Wonderful.
Thank you. They are one of the most fun things I've ever done, and the whole world of children's publishing is just delightful because you meet these kids. The kids, they have no. It's funny, people talk a lot about celebrity authors. There are no celebrity authors as far as kids are concerned. There's just books because they don't know who any of those people are. And the reason that David Walliams' books are so popular is that kids love them. Do you know what I mean? That is why they sell a lot of copies. It's because kids tell each other about them and love them. So
sorry, your books. We're talking about your books. The kids love your books as well.
Yes, exactly. So they're magical adventure stories, and I wanted to write. When I write them, I sort of write stories for me, aged 11. That's what I write. I think, what kind of story would I have loved to have read when I was 11? And then I thought maybe I should try and write the sort of story I'd like to read now. And for me, I love thrillers. I love historical thrillers. And I wanted to write something that was set right at the beginning of the 20th century. This is set in 1912. And the main character, Richard Hannay, who's not really a spy, because spies don't really exist yet, is in the middle of a busy market in Constantinople when an American he met in the bar the night before rushes up to him, thrusts a wash bag into his hands, says, dark and light, then rushes off into the crowd, is immediately surrounded by Ottoman police and dragged off to prison. And this character, Richard Hannay, thinks, well, there must be something very important in here, goes back to his hotel, opens up this little wash bag, and inside it's just the normal sort of stuff you'd find in a wash bag. But nevertheless, everybody seems to be after this thing, in particular, a German officer. So he knows that it must be something to do with the war, and the whole fun of the story is, what is there's clearly something in the wash bag. What is in it? How is it hidden within those objects? Because there's nothing in the lining. There's nothing in the, there's nothing in the handle of the shaving shaving brush. There's no message tucked away. It has to be somehow encoded into the actual object. So he's got to figure out what the message is, and at the same time, he's got to keep the wash bag from falling into the hands of the enemy. And there's a chase that goes from Constantinople on the Orient Express all the way to sort of Paris in 1912, and then ends up on the Titanic. And they're kind of in a, well, I wouldn't give away the ending.
No, they can't give anything away. But the whole time when you're talking about it as well, I know that, I mean, it's so visual, as I said, but it's a Netflix.
It's Netflix.
I don't know if anyone from Netflix.
Who would we cast as
I was going
Richard
to say,
Hannay?
which character are you?
Well, I kind of feel like in my head only, I'm obviously Richard Hannay, the main character. But I mean, I think that ship has
no, why?
That ship has 32 years old.
Yes, but I was going to say somebody different.
Maybe a bit of hair dye, a bit of makeup. Who are you thinking?
Well, Tom Holland.
Well, wow. Yes. I mean, now you're talking.
It feels Tom Hollandy.
Oh, yes. That would be glorious. I mean,
you've got to be in it.
I would maybe play. There's a couple of lovely characters. So I have to fess up at this point. So I haven't created this character, Richard Hannay. He is, I think, the spy character that all spies were based on. He's in a book called 39 Steps by John Buchan. Yeah. And I think Ian Fleming got his ideas for James Bond from Richard Hannay, because James Bond is the absolute polar opposite. It's as if he took the most successful. And by the way, these the 39 Steps, these books sold millions and millions of copies in sort of 1914. 39 Steps came out. I think Ian Fleming saw that character and thought, well, I can't do that, so I better do the opposite. So Hannay has no gadgets. The gadgets don't exist at this time.
He uses his mind. He uses his
brain. And he uses his fists. And that's about it. At one point, I think he threatens to throw a cufflink at someone. I mean, he's really got nothing. He's got no weapons. He's got no gun. He's got whatever objects are in the room at the time. That's basically about all that he has. And he's very reflective. He's very emotional. That's what I love about James Bond is very cold, and he's very warm and very emotional, very empathetic, and is always kind of in a little world of his own, sort of dreaming, thinking, wondering whether what he's doing is right. Is he on the right track? He doubts himself a lot, which is kind of very interesting.
But that's why this book, it's got heart.
It's got a lot of heart. Yeah, it's got a lot of heart. And I find some parts of the story very, very moving, and I think they have to be moving as well, because it would be a bit strange if it was, because it's a bit of a romp, but if it was too much of a romp, and there were no kind of moments of connection or depth in it at all, it would feel a bit gratuitous being on the Titanic at the end.
No, it's got heart.
Because that's kind of heartbreaking. Obviously, what happens to the Titanic is heartbreaking. And to set a story... But still don't
give too... No.
I'm not going to give anything away. Yeah.
Do you know, of all the words that I thought you'd say, I'm really surprised you said romp.
Romp.
Maybe it's funny when you keep hearing a word. Sometimes when you romp.
A rollicking romp. No.
No, now you keep saying it. It's a good word. But so congratulations on this book, and congratulations on it being on Netflix. That's great. When do you start filming?
Tom Holland, can you believe it?
Tom Holland.
My dream come true.
When do you start filming? The authoring.
Yes, the authoring.
Do you do that alongside when you're doing other things, or do you have to totally close off from the accent?
I have to totally close off, yeah.
So what happens if your agent calls you? Because this is something I was thinking this morning, right? So you're there in your room writing, and I like the way you don't do it with a pen and pencil and paper, but you're there writing, like that, busy writing.
Ticky,
okay, so let's do it now. You're writing. Can I be your agent?
Yeah, you've been my agent. Oh,
ring,
phone's ringing. Here we go.
Ring.
Oh, my goodness, it's Smira.
Ring.
Hi.
Hey, Ben Miller, how are you?
That's exactly how she talks. I'm really well. How are you?
Oh, Ben Miller, I know you're busy writing, but Ben Miller, we have a lead for you.
Oh, yeah.
New BBC drama. It's going worldwide. You're not auditioning. They just want you.
This is amazing. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
They need you next week.
Oh, do you know what, Samira? I mean, that is the most fantastic offer, but I'm writing a children's book. No, obviously I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll be there.
No, they're not going to hold it for you. They need you to come next week to... not Guadeloupe. That would be stupid.
That would be fine.
No, not Guadeloupe.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing.
No, not Guadeloupe.
Twice.
No,
yeah.
You can't go back to Guadeloupe.
Can't go back.
I'm going...
Can't go back.
No, okay. Ben Miller, they're doing it in New Zealand.
This is incredible. I love New Zealand. That's one of my favourite places. Could they possibly wait? You see, I'm proving my own point here. Could they possibly wait
how long are you going to be?
It's going to take. I'm going to need a couple of months just to finish.
A couple of months, they said. Okay, hold on. Wait, I'm calling them. Don't go away. Hey, he needs a couple of months. 6 weeks. They said 6 weeks.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain, Samira. This could go back and forth for hours. But I'm gonna accept that. Thank you.
You didn't say goodbye.
Goodbye. It's such a pleasure always talking to you.
Telephones aren't like this anymore.
It must be very late at night for you. Yeah. Okay. Why am I speaking
Why are you talking on an old-fashioned
telephone? It's very old-fashioned. I should have a modern.
Is that what it's like for you?
It's a bit more. Yes, apart from the bit of no one calling when no one calls me to say that they've got some fantastic job.
You just get parts. I mean, you look at the success. I mean, the massive success, award-winning stuff.
I'm really lucky. What's made it possible is I've got a couple of shows that I'm doing that are returning shows, and I couldn't do it apart from that. So I've got Professor T that shoots the same time every year, and we've been very, very lucky.
How many years have you done that?
We're doing our 6th season at the moment.
I thought it was 4.
Well, it's only the 4 that have been on TV, so you're excused. But we're ahead of the game, and that's a show that I love doing, and then I know because I'm doing a returning show, I've been able to do books. I think it would.
Do you want to do any other acting?
I'd love to do some other. I do another show called Austin in Australia, and that's a shorter. But essentially, it means that I've been spending.
Close to New Zealand, so you could do the filming in New Zealand.
I could pop over. I could do the. What is? I didn't even ask what it was. It was very telling, wasn't it? I didn't even say who's written it, who's directed it.
Tell you either.
Literally, I'm basically just the existence of a job. Yeah.
She's going to ring again.
Okay.
Ring.
Okay. Sorry, Gary. I've just got to get this. Yeah.
Ring.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, you didn't even tell you who was directing.
Oh yes, that would be a really good part.
He's on the other phone. Hold on.
Okay.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh my God.
Steven, hold on. It's Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And who else is in it? Yeah.
Who's in it?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee. Oh, it'd be great to spend some time with Jay. Who else is in it? No, wait a minute. Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes.
Oh.
But he says he will not share the screen at the same time. We got to stop this. I'm going to go on too long.
No, I want to know what I want to know.
Okay,
I just want a title. That's all I want. What's the title of the?
This isn't my. the title. It's like that. So you want to know the title?
Yes. I do. Is this? Yeah, and you can tell it me as soon as you like.
The title is The Sea.
The Sea
is Deeper.
The Sea is Deeper
than you think.
I am in. The Sea is deeper. I quite like that. The Sea is deeper than you think.
Have you ever done that? You're going to think that anyway. So do you know the Park Theatre in London?
Yes.
They do an unrehearsed play where they have a different person go in as a sheriff. And the cast all know the play, and you don't know the play, and you're fed it in your ear. I did it last Saturday. I think I'm still in that mode where I'm just making up as you go along.
I think my friend Sally Phillips did that as well.
Oh, it's fantastic. You should do it. They love you.
Incredible. Oh, my goodness.
Because you're a happy person.
I'm a happy person.
You can spread to happy. So let's talk about the TV stuff. As you said, it's returning, which is great. So we've seen 4.
Yeah, so it's out on Disney now, which is great. So it's an ITV, it's a show that's on ITV.
Disney could make this.
Maybe Disney could make that. Maybe Tom Holland. Work with Disney and Steven Spielberg. So it's
so there's 2
it's
in
on
the can
Disney
already.
Plus. There's 4. There's 4 episodes.
But you said you're on number 6.
Yeah, sorry, 4 series, 4 episodes. 4 series have gone out. 4 seasons, thank you, have gone out. But we are now currently filming season 6. In other words, season 5 hasn't quite gone out yet.
Right, okay.
But season 5 will be going out at the end of this year.
That's already in the can.
That's already.
And you've got one more. You're doing another one.
Filming one
hopefully...
right now, which has been brilliant fun. Yeah. So I've got a couple of weeks break. I've got a couple of weeks break at the moment. Then I'll be going back to Antwerp. We film in Antwerp. Slightly unexpected because the show's set in Cambridge, but we film in.
I didn't know you filmed in Antwerp.
Yeah, so we film a little bit in Cambridge, but most
it looks
of the
like
things,
you're in Cambridge.
Well, most of the things you can find in Cambridge, you can also find in either Ghent or Bruges, and all the modern stuff is near Antwerp. So we kind of stay in Antwerp and we go on little forays to.
Is it tough? Because obviously, most of the things. Then, I mean, the big things that we've seen as well, that you're not near home. I know you don't live in London; you live outside London. But is it tough always going away and filming?
It's very hard. Yeah, I mean,
You've got a family.
I've got a family. My daughter's which turned 11 this weekend, so she's still very small. Yeah, she had an amazing party. She had a line dancing party. What genius! So we really wanted to join in. I had a lovely lady come and taught. Her and some of her friends.
Was it her idea?
It was her idea. She wanted to do it.
Oh, I love that.
I love it. Obviously, I went full cowboy. Couldn't help myself. Any excuse to dress up. Luckily, my wife dresses the same. And we already had cowboy outfits. So we were 100%
that you want to be sharing with everybody that you and your wife dress up as cowboys often? Okay.
I think we could probably, put a full stop to that now. I don't know, but thank you for the invitation.
Okay.
I kind of a bit of a Clint Eastwood. I go shore.
Oh, funny. When you walked in, I thought there's Clint.
Yeah. I go a bit Clint. I don't do the sort of the chaps and waistcoats. It's not that.
No. Okay, you're Clint. And your wife?
I'm more like the grizzled,
Okay. And you've got a bit of
cheroot.
Yeah, and your wife?
She goes more check shirt, amazing cowboy boots. So she's got incredible cowboy boots. I can't say that. Cowboy boots. And like, is it called gingham? Like a gingham, big floaty gingham, like Western style dress. It looks amazing. Stop giggling. I don't know how we got on this subject. I was talking about my daughter's
like dancing.
Yeah. So we were talking about what is it like going.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is. That is one of the great things about filming. Eurostar Belgium. I can get back at the weekends, but there's things I miss. I miss my son's play because I was in Australia. I'm going to go see his next play on Wednesday. That's hard. Yeah, that is hard. I mean, there's no getting away from that.
But they understand it. I presume your family
understand it, of course. Yeah. But but it's real, isn't it? And that's a kind of.
But FaceTime as well.
FaceTime is great. Voice notes, very good. All of that. And
when you're writing, are you? This is a really odd question, but when you're writing, are you more here? Even though you're in your head more.
Well, I am.
More here?
And that's one of the reasons that I love doing it in combinations, because 6 months of the year, I get to, go and play and do my acting stuff, but I'm away. I'm often away from home for long periods of time. When I'm doing my writing, I'm at home and I can do all the pickups and I can do everything.
Lovely.
And I love that. I love that. So there's a huge reward for me in being able to be at home and write, because then I get to be completely around my family and my kids.
So for the future stuff, obviously we're talking, this is your new book, and congratulations on A Very Dangerous Pursuit, but and the acting that you're doing now, but all jokes aside, there's other stuff that you're planning to do in the future, hopefully make this into a film. But you're doing a tour as well. You're doing all sorts of things.
Yeah, so in the autumn. So I wanted to start doing more live things generally. And I've signed on to this. It's going to be so fun. Between the Covers live. So it's the same book show that you love from TV. And we're going to do, because it's 50 years since Agatha Christie's death, we're going to do like an Agatha Christie special. So
how amazing.
All of us that are guests will have all got books. Lucy Foley, who'll be joining me, she's actually written one of the Miss Marple books. Obviously, I'll have A Very Dangerous Pursuit, but talking about my love of Agatha Christie as well. And there'll be some, really special guests, other authors, celebrities. Running out of words to describe the type of people we might have on it, but people
that people
lovely
will be
folk,
interested to watch and listen to.
Yeah, people that will be an absolute delight.
And that starts when?
And it's in October. It runs from the 5th to the 15th, and we're going all over the country for 2 weeks, doing as many different shows as we can. And it's going to be glorious. Please do come.
So is that everything on your sheet then that you've remembered? Because you have got a sheet under the.
I think. Well, I can tell. I mean, I just think people's eyes glaze over possibly when you start saying the places you're going to. I just say I'm going everywhere, and you can find out the dates on betweenthecoverslive.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that. And then more acting work, which you probably can't talk about, and then you've probably got your other book planned as well.
I hope, yeah. Well, I'm really, really hoping this will be a series. So, yeah, I would love to do. So, I'm halfway through another one. So, I really, really hope it is.
See there.
Yeah. So, I'm really hoping it is. So,
and is it with the same?
Exactly the same character.
Oh, okay, lovely,
so
lovely.
the original story. So 39 Steps is the first in a series. The second book is Greenmantle. So my next book will be after the 39 steps and before Greenmantle. So it'll be in between the two.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. It's always so lovely to see you, Ben Miller. I nearly said I can't.
Thank you, Gaby Rossley.
Now, this is Reasons to be Joyful, and we always ask everybody to either bring in or explain or tell us all about something that brings them true joy. So could you please share with us? Obviously, family aside and everything.
So yeah, family aside. So my object that I'm bringing in is a Swiss Army knife, but it's not a Swiss Army knife from. It's not a present day Swiss Army knife. It was one that I was given in 1984. Wow. Because here's a really amazing thing that happened to me when I was a kid, and it's been a very, very formative. It was a very, very formative experience, and has brought me so much joy in my life. In fact, I think was. Those events that are kind of the making of you. So my parents were really into American literature, and they did this mad thing in 1983, the year before I got them, which was they answered an advert in the newspaper to do a house swap with her, because there was no phone. This is a time of no email, no nothing, no internet, no anything. They did. They filled out a coupon in the newspaper to apply to do a house swap with a family in Southern California. We did a house swap for a whole summer with a family in a town called Riverside in Southern California. They thought we were mad. Why would you want to go to Riverside in August? Because it's about 110 degrees. We were absolutely delighted because their house was massive and just like something from a movie. And they went to stay in our little house in Nantwich. But of course, they were a wonderful family called the Youngers, had a brilliant time. When we were there, we met their... Of course, they said to some friends of theirs, come and see this English family. They're going to come and be staying in our house. This family, Jean and Gerald. Jean is the one who gave me the penknife. He said, you got to come back and stay with us next year. And when I was 18, after I did my A-levels, I had a year off and I went to stay in their house in San Bernardino. We're in a little town in fabulous... little town in San Bernardino in LA, and I had a kind of taste of LA life. So I went to community college And Jean was a very, very keen outdoorsman. That's why he gave me the penknife. And we kept going into the mountains to Mount Baldy, and we'd go on lots of adventures and camping trips and all these kind of things. And he showed me how to use all the things on the penknife. And that penknife, to me, completely sums up Jean, who's the sort of ultimate outdoorsman, and completely sums up what I think was an incredibly joyful, lucky thing to happen to me, because I was exposed to positive thinking for almost the first time in my life.
Wonderful.
To people who thought positively and who believed that the way you think influences how things turn out. And that was the greatest gift of all.
Are you still in touch with them?
I am. I mean, I'm sad to say they're not around. They're not around anymore. No, they passed several years ago. They were much older than my parents when I met them. But I did stay. I was in touch with them all the way through, and I went out to visit them many more times. And they came to the UK, and it's all. And then my sisters went to stay with them. My two younger sisters, they had each year's off with them, and amazing. An incredible gift that they gave us.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with us. That's really something very special. I can see it in your eyes as well. Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for the books. Thank you for all the TV roles. Thank you for the comedy. Can we have some more? Will you do more comedy stuff?
I'd love to do more comedy.
You wouldn't ever go back together, though, would you? Man, we can't mention him because nobody knows who he is.
I think we'd love to. I'm sure we will at some point. I'm sure we will at some point.
I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I think we did funny enough, we did a podcast during the pandemic. That was brilliant fun. I'd love to. I just love working with Alexander. It's just, he always makes me giggle. I think the sketch show's having a bit of a revival. There's
I hope
loving
so.
Saturday Live.
Wasn't
loving
that great?
and loved. It was fantastic. League of Gentlemen had a special, didn't they?
But also, I think I think laughter, without sounding trite, I think laughter is something we all need really, really badly at the moment. Because, without, the news is very difficult.
The news is
tricky.
tricky.
I think we all need it. We need those laughs. We need the escapism that you bring with your books, with your drama. Now, please, I can't believe I've never asked you. It was one of those weird things. I thought, I'm not going to ask you about you and Alexander being back together, but why not?
Yeah, why not? That's how I feel about it. Why not? Yeah.
Fantastic. Ben Miller.
Thank you.
Full name you again. Lord Ben Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gaby Roslin. Dame Gaby Roslin.
Gaby Roslin Podcast.